Roommates are not the best place to be in marriage. We have to be soulmates. The difference isn't fate. Trust me, it's about intention. It's about taking action.
Welcome to Married Life Management TV, your premier source for in depth discussions focused on the intricacies of marriage and relationships. Here, you'll find a variety of engaging and thought provoking topics designed to enhance your understanding and experience of married life. We invite you to discover essential techniques and insights through our weekly shows, conferences, seminars, and a wealth of resources. Join us on this enlightening journey to strengthen your relationship.
What a phenomenal time to be alive, and what a phenomenal time to have this conversation with such an incredible and amazing audience. You didn't marry your spouse just to share bills, or share a bed, or share parenting responsibilities. But if you're honest, it feels like you have become roommates, not lovers. The laughter is gone, the late night talks are gone, and you function, but you don't feel anything anymore. The marriage relationship feels so static, so boring, so cold. And here's the truth, unfortunately, painful truth. Too many marriages die silently long before they are over, long before they declare over. And the worst part, most couples know it and still don't seek help. This is sad. Why? Why are you afraid of seeking help? Some because of fear, some because of shame, some because of busyness, some because of pride, some because they are in denial. They just don't want to acknowledge the fact that something isn't working. But do you know that right now in this video, you're not watching this by accident or listening to this by accident? This message is your moment. This is your wake up call. I think it's time for you to shift from being roommates to soulmates. If you remember when you were so intimate, you guys were so into each other, marriage was not dragging, marriage was not boring, marriage was not very difficult. But because of your inconsistency in doing what you're supposed to do, a lot of things has come in between your marriage. And unfortunately, the relationship has significantly died. And this is why this video wants to address specific things. Why you need to move from roommate to soulmate. We're talking about emotional connection, how you can build that connection all over again. And we can't talk about this without asking ourselves, what are the root causes of emotional disconnection? How do you and your spouse that were so emotionally connected, well meshed together, and suddenly the whole thing is no longer the way you envisioned them to be? Why do couples stop connecting emotionally? Number one, unresolved emotional injuries, small betrayals, disappointments here and there. These things accumulate. If you don't address them, they accumulate. And as humans, this thing disturbs our peace, our ability to trust and be vulnerable with our spouses. If you don't discuss these things, you just keep them, you bury them, or out of fear, out of outburst and anger, or rage, or whatever it is, you guys are no longer talking about these things. You've been married for 2 years, for 5 years, for 10 years, but you realize that now the marriage isn't exciting anymore. You don't have consolidated love. You are not emotionally connected. You don't have this deep, meaningful conversation with each other. You're not seeing yourself as very significant and relevant any longer. And this has created a lot of rift. You are not together, even though you're in the same house. Unresolved emotional injuries can be very painful. All those main things you say, all those name calling, all those withdrawal things you do to each other, and just making the whole place very toxic and uncomfortable. How would you connect in that place? Some couples, number two is busyness and life overload. I think a lot of us are guilty to this. I mean, you have kids, right? You have career, you have your business, you have your company, you have your job, you have all sorts of things. The marriage is now unintentionally sidelined because you're busy. And these things are very important. They're part of life, they're part of being a home, a family. And since you've not built a system in place to connect, you keep putting it over and over and over. And over time, you don't do it anymore. So your way of connecting to each other don't exist. And this thing becomes a very big challenge in the relationship. So busyness, life overload can literally disconnect both of you emotionally. It- Kids are great. That's the truth. Kids, you can abandon them. They're kids, right? But whereby your kids now takes over the whole relationship, and you guys are not able to connect from an emotional perspective, not able to find time, and the relationship is suffering, then how are you able to fully engage your spouse in that place that both of you feel loved, excited, and continue to grow? Number three, we see poor communication habits. The fact you can talk doesn't mean that you're communicating well. Surface conversations and even when something happened, the way you respond, just very defensive responses, or sometimes you try to avoid conflict. You don't want any problem, you don't want to uncover anything, and you're just playing it cool. Over time, the poor communication habit breaks both of you to a point where you don't even have any communication anymore. The sad thing about emotional connection is that if you don't communicate, you destroy yourselves completely. We're humans. We're supposed to have conversation in our marriages. We're supposed to, talk to each other. It's mentally well. It's emotionally okay. So if you're not able to have conversation with your spouse, you're not able to talk well, and now everything is just fight, everything is argument. You don't see yourself in that place of team partner. You're seeing yourself as enemies, as wolves, as this, of that. There's no way you're going to connect. These are root problems. Lack of emotional safety. I mean, oh God, we need emotional safety in our relationships, right? We need emotional connection in our relationships. Unfortunately, a lot of couples do not know how to do that. And because they don't know how to do that, they destroy themselves by what they say. They make their spouses invalidated. They judge them, they condemn them, they treat them as trash. One thing with an adult, because an adult is an adult. If you treat an adult like they're nothing, it hurts. And as a marriage coach, I've seen this thing over and over again. It hurts. If one of the spouse is feeling unheard, unloved, uncherished, unvalued, there's no way you're gonna be emotionally in a good place. Because that spouse will shut down, or both of you will shut down. So emotionally, you are not together. You might be physically in the room, physically in the place because of the kids and family and so many other factors why you're there, but you know that the relationship isn't where it should be. Number five, we have distractions and digital devices. I think 85% of couples say phones interfere with connection. And this is based on peer research. You have to intentionally do something about this. I mean, we can't live without gadget today. We have the phones, we have the tablets, we have the laptop, we have the desktop, the TV, there's all sorts of things. So when you are just obsessed with your screen, obsessed in looking at other people, liking, commenting, sharing, and all that, and you're not able to fully be present with your spouse, your souls are gonna just fall apart. So these are some of the core issues. And I would like to hear from you. I mean, you can list other ones on the comment box, depending on where you're watching or listening to this. And I will be more than happy to learn from you as well. Because what are the things that's making couples disconnect today? We are living in a busy world. We have all kind of items or things seeking our attention. And if you're married in your relationship today, don't deny the fact that you need this. This is part of being married. You need to be emotionally connected with your spouse. There's so much benefit to that. So, how roommate mood takes over a marriage? It happens slowly. Absolutely. So subtle, almostly silently unnoticed. So that roommate mood will just eat the relationship gradually, chop your joy, happiness connection gradually. And what are the signs? Because you might be in denial right now and be thinking, I'm thinking I'm all right. I think we're good. What are the signs? If someone have headache, there are signs, right? If the car isn't great, there are signs. If the tire is punctured, there are signs. I mean, we have signs to help us determine what is going wrong. If you go to the doctors, they're going to do some diagnosis, they're going to do some checks, and they will find out this is causing this. And because of this is what you have. So if right now you talk about logistics, not life, it's about transactional discussion, the marriage and the relationship is basically just trying to operate, but it's not from a place of transformational wholeness and connection. You just talk about logistics. You talk about your lives, your goals, your how you want to work together and things. You touch only, out of obligation. You tap them. Please pick that lady, pick that guy, pick that son, drop them there. The words and conversation are just single. There's no intimacy. You feel more comfortable away from each other. Wow. When you are no longer with your spouse and you feel alive, you feel good. It's like something just came back. That's an evidence that you are now roommates. The roommate mood has been activated in your marriage. You avoid emotional intimacy because it feels awkward and unsafe, both emotional, both physical, and all kind of intimacy. You just don't want to be comfortable in the presence of your spouse. That is that is a sign. Or you might just be feeling lonely. You're just tired of the marriage. You're tired of everything. You just feel so lonely, even though there are people in the house, the kids, the husband is there, the wife is there, but you just feel this emptiness, this loneliness, even though people are there. That is a sad place to be. And it's an evidence that the roommate mode has already been activated in your marriage and relationship. Over 60% of married couples describe their marriage as emotionally distant. And this is based on Psychology Today 2023 edition. This is very, very important. As a marriage coach and as a husband, how do I connect with my spouse? How do I ensure that we don't get to this point that we're just roommates? We should be soulmates. We should connect with each other. We should work together. Two is better than one. And we know that a lot of things can come in between us. But this is where priority comes into place. This is where you need to ensure that you don't get there. Because many couples, they stay together, but they're not intimate together. They probably, I don't know, falling out of love or whatever they call it. Um, they're just there, just very routine centric, and nothing is really working. And at the end of the day, the marriage isn't where it should be. I mean, if you think about when you guys are together, when you started a relationship, even when you before you got married, do you see how you can actually touch love? You can actually touch intimacy. You can touch the emotional wellness. You can literally, if you feel you touch, you experience it. But right now, isn't that what you're lacking? Your relationship isn't what it's supposed to be right now, and you can't keep quiet about it. You need to do something, otherwise, it's gonna eat you up. Okay. What are the dangers of staying emotionally disconnected in your marriage, in your relationship? What are the dangers? Share with me in the comment box. Right. Because one key thing that this will do is it will lead to marital death. You might still share a house. You might still raise the kids together. You might still smile plastically in public places. But you know that the love has eroded long time ago. You know that you're not present there anymore. Inside of you, there's so much going on. And there are practical things as well that can be observed when this roommate mood continues. Sometimes there are emotional affair begins, often with someone. maybe who listens to you or who shows you a little bit of affection, or something that you feel comfortable around. It could be an object, it could be the screen, it could be physical person at work, your colleague or ex or whatever. You start this emotional affair thinking because you're not in the right place. And also resentment will build even when nobody has said anything, nobody have voiced anything. You just resent them. This is subtle dislike of being around your spouse. It will continue to build, and it will lead to, obviously, marital debt or marital unsatisfaction. You will not be comfortable at all. And sometimes sex becomes transactional or maybe not existent. You don't want to have intimacy with your spouse anymore because you don't feel that they married that. You don't feel that that's a gift you want to share because you're not in that place mentally, you're not in that place emotionally, and you are not doing anything about it to change the dynamics of what is going on. Communication turns to criticism, silence. Every time you guys have conversation now, you are always arguing, you're always fighting each other, you are always blaming each other, you are always doing this, you're always doing that. You are just in this place that you wonder, is this marriage? And sometimes you don't even call it marriage, you just call it a battleground. It's a war going on here because both of you are so distant, and distant has created a lot of misunderstanding, misalignment, disagreement, all sorts of things. And it comes out in your communication every time you are not in that place of total agreement with each other. God's design for us is for us to be one. Two is better than one. And that oneness is where two people become one. But you feel lost. There's this feeling of lost in you. You feel like you have made a mistake, you regret, you moan about it. Sometimes you keep quiet, but it's very difficult. And I love what Gottman Institute said, that the number one predictor of divorce is emotional disconnection, not conflict. Because conflict can teach you a lot. You can grow with conflict. You can change with conflict. But if you have the understanding that the conflict is there to do that particular thing, right? Most couples don't leave because there's one big fight or big issue or big this or big that. Most of them just say they don't feel heard, they don't feel seen, they don't feel validated. They feel that they are second priority, and over the years, they're just so confused. But you don't have to be in this situation. You don't have to be here. And this is why this is really good. And I will encourage you to share this with your spouse. Both of you can watch this. Send it to them. I mean, you can't continue to be in this kind of place. It's a difficult place to be, and you'll feel really down all the time. So why couples stay stuck, even when they know they're unhappy and they can seek for help? Why are they always doing this to themselves? And that's something that baffles me. You think that the pain is going to drive them to change, or you might think that the pain is going to drive you to change or find help or support. But no, they don't. Why? Because they have just normalized dysfunctionality. They've just normalized this dysfunctional state. Are you serious about this right now? They will say, well, this is how he is, this is how she is, this is how we are. We just have to stay like this. Because it's normal. Doesn't mean it's healthy. It doesn't mean it's okay. But it's all fine. We're just gonna stay miserable anyway. They just normalize dysfunctionality. And sometimes this thing comes from trauma, it comes from fear, rejection, fear of abandonment. There's a lot of things that could also create this. Why are you normalizing something that is bad? Why are you normalizing something that is destroying you? Seek for help. Number two, fear of vulnerability. What if I open up and he doesn't receive it well, or she doesn't receive it well, or he threatens me with this, with that? So the fear of being vulnerable, the fear of something not going the way you thought, and because of that, you just talk, you're not very happy. Some other people just lack of tools, lack of guidance. They don't have anyone to lead them, right? And they just stuck in that place. Many weren't taught emotional connection anyway, how to work it, how to repair it, how to get back together. They just think, well, I'm tired about everything. I'm not bothered. Some have already given up. They're in the relationship. Maybe they have little kids, or they say, well, I just want to stay here. I mean, the husband isn't connecting with the wife is not connecting with the husband, nothing is going on. And sometimes they don't even do anything about themselves, right? There are tools that they can read, there are things they can deploy in their lives. And most times they just keep focusing on the other person. Oh, they have to change, or she has to change, or this or that. They are always, blaming the other person. They're not looking at themselves. They're not examining themselves. They're not watching themselves in the mirror. And this thing is a very big problem. And at the end of the day, the relationship just remained in this very difficult place that nobody wants to be. Some is pride. They're just prideful. Admitting you need help feels like they are failures. But asking for help is the beginning of healing. Because if you don't ask for help, then how are you going to get help? So a lot of couples, they just feel that asking for help, they will know we are failures. They will know we are struggling. Who cares? When you are sick, do you stay at home and die? When you're sick, do you stay at home and just be waiting for burial, for your funeral? You go for help. And sometimes people around you knows that you guys need help, and they're trying to recommend a therapist, a counselor. They're trying to recommend people around you to support you. And instead of you taking them seriously, you don't. You argue, you dismiss it. Listen, I know that this is not a very comfortable conversation. I know this is not the best place you need to be, but you have to change the tactics. You have to change your ways. You can't continue to live with misery, with regret, with pain. You can't continue to live like this. You're gonna get depressed. And some people are just so sick, taking antidepressant medication, hypertension, worry, anxiety, palpitation, panic attacks. All these things are not a good thing for you. So this is why being roommates is not the best when you should be soulmates. I mean, if you're in school and then you have a roommate, that's a different thing. This is beyond roommate. This is being soulmates, right? So, what are the things now you need to do? What are these steps you need to take to start building emotional connection again? Don't just settle for less. Demand for more. Number one, schedule emotional check-ins weekly. See, love is not found in the big moments, but in the consistent micro moments of discussion, of sharing, of finding out how you guys are doing generally, right? Ask questions like, how are you really feeling this week? Or is there anything I can do to make things better? Are you feeling seen? Are you not feeling unloved? I mean, 10 to 30 minutes a day can go a long way. Or even if you say you can't start from a day, at least one of the weekends, just 30 minutes, one of the weekend, just check your marriage, check things and see how each person is doing. Don't come from a place of pride. Don't come from a place of ego. Don't come from a place of trying to control the whole conversation. Be humble and be open. Let each person be themselves and let them share from their heart, not from their head. Don't terrify your spouse. Don't make them feel like what they said was wrong. Everybody have different perspective how they see the condition right now. And I think it's good to understand each other's perspective so that you can find a way to navigate this particular problem that you have in your relationship. Don't settle there. You got to move forward, right? Number two, create emotional safety. Safety before strategy. Love before logic. Listen without interrupting. I mean, validate without fixing, right? Connection is built when your spouse feels safe to be vulnerable. Don't judge them. Don't be quick to condemn them. And stop this blame game thing. You're not going to help your marriage at all. And if you've been doing it, stop it. Think about yourself, right? God said, be quick to listen and slow to speak. That's what he said in James 1, verse 19. This is really, really important. Try to understand them, validate without fixing them, listen without interrupting. Can you do that? Number three, speak their love language consistently. Find out what ticks for them. It's not enough just to know, but use it to help them feel seen, feel loved, cherished, validated, understood. Because if they understand that you are genuinely looking for a way to support them, they will go a long way to make sure that they reciprocate the same, because that's what the relationship is all about. That's what marriage is all about. Is it act of service? Is it words of affirmation? Is it physical touch? Is it quality time? Is gift? Whatever you guys call love language in your relationship, find that out. Stop loving your spouse the way you think. Love your spouse the way your father loved your mom. Love your spouse the way whatever ex did this or that, or your boss or something like that. You have to love them from the way they believe they need to be loved. And it's something you need to discover. You need to find out. All right. And maybe they've been saying some things to you, but you just don't care. And now you're wondering your relationship is in this place. You got to be honest with yourself and find a way to deal with whatever is stopping you from enjoying your relationship. Number four, touch without agenda. Physical connection builds emotional connection. It's not everything about sex, right? But you can hold hands, you can kiss, you can sit down together, you can close, you can remind each other how they're amazing, how you love them. All these beautiful words and speaking and saying things, they go a long way to strengthen your relationship, to empower your relationship. Marriage is not to be endured. You gotta enjoy this thing. It's practical, and you have to be intentional about it. You have to make up your mind to work on yourselves. Five, pray together. For those that have spiritual understanding, why prayer is critical, because you're inviting God into the whole thing, right? Ecclesiastes 4:12 said, "A cord of three stands is not easily broken." You see, nothing connects two hearts like inviting God between them. This is powerful. I'm telling you, it might sound cheesy, it might not be politically correct, but you need God in your relationship. Pray together for a couple of minutes a day. Break all the pride, break all the things holding you guys back, all the war of partition, your rights and not your rights, and all that. Build unity in your relationship, in your marriage, right? Re-enter that covenant, understand your vows, and just know that you are not enemies. You are buddies, you are team, you are a formidable partners, and work together to see things change in your relationship, right? And I love that. I mean, mine is physical touch, and we're married for 16 years, and my wife still does that to me. Her love language is act of service, and to be honest, sometimes we almost try to drift, but because we're intentional, we come back together. Life can be very busy, responsibilities can pile up, right? But we make a decision that we need to continuously work on our marriage. We nurture it, we build it. Every week we are carving a time to check in, we recalibrate, we reconnect, we correct, we build, we laugh, we pray together, because marriage isn't about who is winning, who is not winning. It's about stewardship, working together, serving each other. That is what this is all about. The opposite of love is in hate, is neglect. And no one gets married to feel alone beside someone else. If this hits home for you, don't stay stuck in silence, right? Make up your mind that you want to connect with each other. Tag your spouse. Watch this together, you know, because I believe this could just bless you and help you guys to rebuild. There's no point staying in a place you don't believe things can change for your marriage and your relationship. There could be couples as well that might need this. If this has challenged you, share this with them. Let them watch it just like you have done, and take action, because roommates are not the best place to be in marriage. We have to be soulmates. The difference isn't fate. Trust me, it's about intention, it's about taking action. You don't have to settle for distance. You can rebuild closeness again with your spouse. You can reignite that love that's been fading away, and you can restore what life tries to take away from both of you. Let's build this marriage together. Let's connect one day at a time. Look at what we have shared today and what ignites your heart, what resonates with your heart, and do something about it. And this emotional disconnection will begin to change. God's plan is not for you guys to be roommates if you're married. Soulmates, you need to be close, you need to work together. And I can tell you, as someone that been married for the past 16 years, I know that sometimes we can drift, sometimes we can start moving away. But you need to be intentional in coming back to the place that both of you will be happy and feel supported and really, really enjoy your marriage and relationship. If you're watching this for the first time, make sure you subscribe. And I would like to hear from you. Okay. How can we get better in connecting with each other on the comment box? What can we do differently? Right. Because I want to learn from you, just like we're sharing together. This is community, and I can't wait to hear from you. So enjoy the rest of your day. And don't forget, God wants you to be soulmates and not roommates. Take care.